and then go ahead and open it up to questions.
A tough one. I thought we did some good things in the first half. Not to say it's an excuse. I think losing Javon in the first half into no second half, I think he started, just couldn't do it. And just losing level of grit, that kind of experience out. Had to go to our bench and, to give Anton and Caleb credit, playing some extended minutes, hadn't played in a while. And that's not an easy thing to do in a great environment against a talented team. I would give them credit.
Lila, go ahead.
Hey, Cuonzo, you mentioned Javon Pickett. He was, kind of holding his head and then was kind of going back and forth to the locker room. And could you kind of give an update, on his status and what's going on there?
Just hitting the head, between the head and the eye. That's all we know right now. I would imagine they'll do more tests as we get back. But the head, the top of his head and around his eye. And he was struggling. He said he was struggling trying to see. So that's all we have right now.
So is that something where, he would you guys would, when you're saying testing, do you mean like, concussion testing?
Oh, I didn't say that. I just said
Okay.
find out more when we get back.
Okay.
Dave?
Cuonzo, Iowa State forces a lot of turnovers. It seems like some of them today were kind of unforced. Just how do you explain some of the 10-second violations and some of the shot clock things? How frustrating are those?
Well, I think the first 10-second violation, they ran a trap. That's something we watched on film. But the one when Boogie was just walking the ball across the floor, that can't happen. I mean, that one can't happen.
Mitchell?
Well, what did you see on that the play that led to the technical foul? And I guess just what were you saying there?
Well, I thought Ronnie jumped straight up. And as I watched up on the monitor, I said he jumped straight up. That's what I said. And again, I don't use cuss words. I didn't yell. So when it happened, I said, that's not a foul. So I don't know where he is. So it's not like I'm looking at him. That's not a foul. I'm like, that's not a foul. So I'm yelling. I'm actually watching the action. So that's not a foul. So he's standing there staring. Again, I don't use cuss words. And I asked the other two officials, ask him what I said to him. I'd like to know it myself. And he gave me a technical foul, like he was ready to give it to me. No, I mean, and it's what it is. And I said to the other guys, just ask him what I said, because I'm not sure what I said. And I looked up at the monitor. I said, that's not a foul. He jumped straight up, but maybe he was anxious or wanting to give me that, because I didn't do nothing I normally don't do. So,
Anthony?
Cuonzo, you guys were outscored 32-12 in the paint, I believe, tonight or today. What do you think kind of led to that, and what do you think needed to be better from that performance in the paint?
What led to that? I mean, you have to give them credit. I'm assuming keeping us out of the paint. I thought we had some good looks from the three in the first half, and I thought we had driving lanes. And I thought we got in and around the rim, especially Boogie on some of those. Mario on some of those, not necessarily at the rim, but kind of, those floater layups. But I'm not sure what led to it. I mean, because we try to get to the paint. That's our goal. They got more than us. Of course, I'll watch film and be more specific on how. We try to take a tremendous amount of pride in getting to the paint.
Chris?
Coach, how much did some of the turnovers kind of affect the defensive performance? Because I know the first half you were getting stops, you're kind of holding them, but did some of the turnovers in the second half affect the defensive performance too?
Oh, when you get almost 20 plus, I mean, I think it was 22, 23 points off turnovers. I mean, of course that affects you, because you want to be able to set your defense. You want to be able to execute on the offensive side of the ball. And it's simply just being strong with the ball, being strong, being aggressive with the ball, making sound decisions, jump stopping in the paint. And I think that's the next part in Boogie's game, when he's sped up to be able to be under control, even when sped up to jump stop, make sound decisions, utilize his size in those areas, especially with smaller guards, and not get so sped up where he's off balance. And I thought, some of we were trying to make long passes instead of meeting the ball.
Nate?
Coach, the offensive performance in the second half wasn't exactly there. And, Kobe Brown struggled from the field throughout the entire game. What do you think was a potential reason for that? Do you think it was a defensive focus from Iowa State where they were paying more attention on Kobe without the driving presence of Javon as well?
I would imagine that was a focus point to defend Kobe. I mean, I think simply said Kobe has to be better, 1 for 8 in 35 minutes. I mean, because they had switches with other perimeter point guards on Kobe, and he has to take advantage of those opportunities. He got to get to the rim. He got to make plays. He got to make quick moves. He got to get it off the glass. He got to drive the ball. If there's 2 guys on the double, he got to find open guys, because that's the case where, because I mean, we're shooting the ball better, so it's not as if he had opportunities to get 10, 11 assists. We were missing shots, so that wasn't the case. I think Kobe just has to be better. It's just that simple. I mean, because we need him to be at that level. But 1 for 8, I think he's a better talent than what his game showed tonight.
Dave, did you have another question?
Yeah. Cuonzo, how did you guys feel at halftime? It seemed like they got a little momentum going into the break, but considering that you had that like 6-minute scoring drought, you're still just right there.
Yeah, I thought, there was so many opportunities to score the ball. I thought we got to travel. Trev did a good job, getting in the paint. I thought he got a charge or travel, one of those calls in the second half. I thought there was certainly opportunities to score the ball, because we took advantage of our big guys really popping on a lot of actions. And that was an advantage for us. And we felt like if they went 1 through 4 and they had a 4-man guard in Kobe, we switched that action. That means Kobe had a guard or a 2 guard on. We had to take advantage of that. We didn't win that battle tonight, but we felt like we had an opportunity to score the ball. But I just think what happened, there was a sequence there. They got 2 threes, and he goes breakdown. The guy coming off the bench, and that can't happen. That was an 8-point quick stretch there, and it can't happen.
Lila?
Cuonzo, that 15-0 run that Iowa State was able to go on in the second half to really build the lead. What do you think went wrong there, and how kind of deflating is that for a team when a team is able to go on a stretch like that? Like, how does that change the game in terms of kind of confidence?
Well, I mean, you should never try to lose. You should never lose confidence. People make runs. People make plays. Again, I can't go back and forth each possession to be specific, but I just think that I know there was 2 threes. I might have been 3 threes there. 2 of them were certainly breakdowns. I mean, certainly breakdowns on stuff we execute all the time, and that type of stuff. It's just hard to overcome that, especially when you're on the road in a good environment. And again, and I say respectfully, have Anton and Caleb, who hadn't played a lot of minutes in those type of situations. That's not an easy thing to do. I'm not making excuses for them. That's not easy against an experienced team. So it's a learning lesson for us.
Take our last question from Anthony.
And so it didn't seem like Jordan made the trip today. So, and after he missed the game against Auburn, is there any update to his condition? Or
Just still is back. It still is back, and it's one of those deals where if it's feeling like that, what's the point of even getting on a plane when it's hard even to do that and you're sitting on a plane and traveling? So I just felt like it's best to try to get him rested, to get him going.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.